Hello, Wave Country. I'm John Ramsey, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Wave 3 Listens Live. All right, one of your biggest fears may be going broke in a nursing home. Don't go broke in a nursing home. Today we have sage advice for you from Larry Weiss and Elder Advisors. They're back with us once again, and we're going to talk about some of the obstacles, some of the challenges that you may have if you have a senior loved one or if you're getting ready to transition into a senior living facility. Larry, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Not only do I take advice from Larry when it comes to elder law and
elder financial
financial, right? I also take advice here, fashion advice, because
yes.
Larry, I got the purple memo. See?
You're not dapper, but you're debonair.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Dapper,
welcome.
a little different. I'm working on it.
You're working on it.
Denise Manicki is with me as well, and she's going to help me handle Larry.
Yeah.
She is also with Elder Advisors. Okay, I talked about there are three main challenges, right?
There is.
And we're going to talk about that today. If you're getting ready to transition into a senior facility, if a loved one is getting ready, we want you to overcome these challenges, and you can do that with Elder Advisors. So, I guess we take them one by one.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do a live show warm-up today.
Okay.
Last time we did the show, it was phenomenal because we kind of did the Merv Griffin set, and I really liked that. So we did a post-production show. That means we talked about the show afterwards.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. And we talked about it, and everybody really loved the Merv Griffin stage. And I thought, I'd like to kind of acknowledge John in some small way. And they said, well, there's a rare photograph out there of Merv Griffin on a set. I didn't know, but you're the local Kentuckiana president fan club of Yvonne Craig, who played Batgirl in the 60s. So I procured that for you, for the audience. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's signed by a superstar, Larry Weiss. And it is one of one that we're presenting
one
to
of
John
one.
Ramsey.
Wow, I will put that very prominently in my office.
Well, I don't know who you like more, Yvonne Craig or Merv Griffin, but it's yours.
I think, Larry, you win that battle. I think you've got to add Larry Weiss to it. I'm kind of Batgirl.
Yeah, I'll go for the Batgirl too, baby.
She's perfect.
Oh, I love it. That was so good. Don't try to rain on my parade, though.
Okay, I will not do that.
But that was really good.
I will not
kind of Eartha Kitt there, but it was good. It was good.
It was, yeah, that's right. Eartha Kitt. I remember now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Larry can help you if you are transitioning.
Yes.
We're getting back to home base here, Larry.
And the home base is, this is my call out to Miss Alberta. Autumn and I are going to be meeting her today at 1:30, and I hope she's watching because I don't want oatmeal raisin cookies. I threw them on the floor last time I was out there. I won't eat them. So I'm hoping they're snickerdoodles or sugar cookies or chocolate chip. But Alberta, love you, but no oatmeal raisin cookies.
That's just one of the challenges,
That's
right?
one of the challenges.
Okay.
But Denise is really going to take point with, we deal with this all the time, so you don't go broke in nursing home. And when we sit down with families for the first time, one of the first questions we ask families is what?
Do they have a power of attorney?
Right.
And you wouldn't believe how many people out there don't have a power of attorney. Even if you're not going into a nursing home, we'll encounter spouses that are 70 years old, do not have any power of attorney. If something happens to the other one, there's nobody that can handle their affairs. If somebody does not have a power of attorney, we have to send them to Steve Langdon at McNeely Stevenson Law Firm.
Right.
There's nothing we can do until they have a power of attorney.
So when should they acquire this? I would assume if you're involved, it may already be too late.
Often it is.
Right? So tell me about those scenarios.
I had a family yesterday. It was a referral. They came in, and it's the husband and wife were there in my office. His brother's in Nashville. So one of the first questions asked was, do you have a power of attorney? Well, as soon as he said that, I knew we didn't. Well, we don't. And I said, well, we need to get the attorney involved. We have a great relationship. Steve Langdon answers the phone, goes out and meets with the families. Of course, that's a whole dynamic. Is Dad able to do that? We won't get into that. We'll assume that he is. But the interesting dynamic was, he said, well, I'm going to school. I'm leaving Friday, and I won't be here. And I'm like, well, your wife is. She really, in a practical level, should be. Well, no, I have to go through my brother in Nashville. Let me call him. Why don't you talk to him? I said, I'm not talking to him. Right. So I hear them arguing back and forth. And he said, well, tell him when to be here, and he'll do it. I said, sir, you don't understand. And that's where the third segment, when Tim Goebel comes in, he'll shed a little light about the day-to-day minutia of what's needed. And I said, do not think that he's just going to come up once and sign something, and that's it. This is a stressful time of 2 to 3 months of back and forth paperwork. And it's nothing that can just be done.
I almost hate to go here, but what is the fear if you do not have power of attorney? What is a worst case scenario? I hate to go here, but Denise, some of the things that could possibly happen if you don't have power of attorney.
Well, there's no decision maker. Nobody can, bank accounts are in a certain person's name. Well, if the spouse isn't listed on that or there's no power of attorney, if someone's single, Well, they can't take the money out of the bank account to be able to pay for their livelihood, their day-to-day expenses. If they're in a nursing home, they're not able to access the funds to pay the bill.
So what ends up happening is they have to get guardianship.
Yeah.
So that's where Mr. Langdon and McNeely Stevenson gets involved. That's going to dramatically slow down the process, dramatically.
Yeah.
And the sad thing with this particular family, that's what I told him. I said, you've got a very narrow window. There was like a small insurance policy. They weren't sure what the value was. And I said, well, the only way you're going to find out is if you call the insurance company, and the first thing you have to do is send that power of attorney off for them to review. And that could take a couple of weeks.
See, there's so many things that we may not be aware of. If you're
No
watching
idea.
this show and you have a loved one who is a senior who's getting ready or thinking about transitioning into a senior facility, when should they call elder advisors? It sounds to me like the sooner the better, because there's so many things that we're not aware of. You mentioned power of attorney, and I'm thinking, oh, you know, I think I'm bulletproof. That's way down the line.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much, right?
Well, and the sad thing was with this particular case, Dad was a control freak. I'm not giving you control and stuff. And I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, you have to know and love and trust someone. Okay, you have to be able to know and love and trust someone. So we do the financials. You know, Steve Langdon, McNeely Stevenson does the legal part, and we've got workshops coming out in a couple weeks on the 10th and 11th, and that's where we talk more about that for people that are crisis plans, where they have someone in a nursing home or about to go. We can protect those assets. And remember, for husbands and wives, we have the ability of pretty much protecting all of the assets. And we discuss that at the workshops on the 10th and 11th.
I like the sound of that, protecting
Yeah.
all of the assets.
For singles, about half. I just came from my Kentucky office on my 10 o'clock appointment. They were at the workshop a month ago, and they're pre-planning.
Yeah.
They're kind of the John Ramsey concept. Let's start getting some of these assets off the table, and Steve will develop different programs and strategies so they don't have to deal with these problems. The husband and wife are in their early 70s, they're active, and they don't have power of attorney for each other. And you know,
They just retired.
yes.
So Larry, you and Denise both jump in on this one. At these workshops, obviously we have a short, window here, 30-minute show. So what will be discussed? Any of these issues will be discussed, and really you can help prioritize.
Well, and that's number two. There's really three top problems that people encounter, big mistakes they make. The second one is they think that the fact that dad or mom gave them $15,000 last month, or the three brothers, 15, 15, and 15, and let's see if my ciphering is correct. Was that Tammy? Thank you, Tammy. Tammy, the producer, says 45,000 because I was struggling.
Yeah, just make sure.
Tammy, you saved me. Thank you. Bacon, save my bacon. So they think they just divested themselves of $45,000. They're qualified. Was that okay?
Yes.
Okay. That they gave away $45,000 there. They're under the $2,000 threshold. They're eligible for Medicaid. And the answer is, as a former Medicaid supervisor, the answer would be
No, there is a large penalty for doing that.
Right.
That is not allowed.
right.
Wow.
Big time problem.
Big time
There's a
problem.
lot of misconceptions.
But the IRS says you can do it.
Right.
Right.
A lot of people get those rules confused, IRS laws, state rules, federal rules, and they think because they read it on the internet that it's true, and because, everything on the internet is true, But they think that all because they've read it on the internet that that's allowed. They've done their own research, and they've determined that can be done, and no.
Don't go broke in a nursing home. Lots of these questions, and you guys, state of the art, the laws change. You guys stay very much aware of those.
Yeah.
If you would, coming up in the next segment, we're going to be talking to Fancy Folk.
That's going to be number three.
What will we be talking about? Get a little tease here.
Yeah,
if you
well,
would.
the tease is that a lot of people think real estate's not a problem, or they can kind of drag their feet on it. And that's not something that you can do, and you need the right Medicaid realtor in order to effect a plan to protect that asset. And that's where Fancy really comes to the table. And that's what we're going to talk about, the wrong way to do it, and then Fancy's going to take over on how the right way to do that.
Denise, thank you for coming on with your expertise. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
she's
Thank you
staying
very
here.
much.
Yeah, okay, well, she's going to stay.
I
Stay in here.
defer to her.
Okay.
I'm an emotional basket case right now without her standing next to
You
me.
need all the help that you can
She
get.
is my comfort zone.
Thank you for
All
having
right.
me, John.
So we will have Denise, Fancy, and of course Larry, the man himself. Elder Advisors, don't go broke in a nursing home. We'll be right back with more of the top 3 lists right here on Wave 3 Listens Live.
When